Well, my bike made it without getting tore up. Man, some of those places I was going through were so narrow. I had to keep looking back to make sure my bike didn't get snagged or something. Oh man, it's crazy. Take this pin out of here. That lets the bike hang back. Then I can open my tailgate and finish setting up camp here. I've camped here one time before, and I loved it. And so I thought I'd come back. And the reason I brought my bike is because tomorrow, what I want to do tomorrow is I want to be able to ride around. I'm going to ride out to a scenic outlook and stuff. It ought to be just fantastic. I'm really excited about it. Anytime I'm truck camping, vehicle camping, I always bring a shovel. It's really handy, especially if you're going to be working around the fire or anything like that. So I got my fire pit right here, and that's the same fire pit I used 6 or 8 months ago when I was in here. I hung up my propane lantern here. I'm going to a 1 gallon propane bottle down there. Put my chair there because I want to do a little reading or something right there. I'll have the light. 8:30 at night out here. Getting started. I'm going to do something very different for camp this time. One of the things I'm going to do. You've never ever seen me do this, setting up my sleeping, so stay tuned for something unusual. I mean, it's not radical or anything, but you've never seen me do it. So I keep wanting to show you this little flashlight I got. It's a Goal Zero Lighthouse Micro. So it's a flashlight, and then it's got 2 different kinds of lanterns on it. It charges with USB right there, flip up USB. The lighting is dimmable, so when you switch between the lighting, if you hold the button down, it'll dim till all the way off, and then it'll start back over. It's got a nice little deal up top here to hang with. I just put a little piece of parachute cord on there. That way I can just put it around a line, and drop it back through itself there, and it'll hang it right there. But I tell you what, this darn little thing lasts forever. It really, I mean, you can run this light. Sometimes I run it almost all night long. And the nice thing is, you just plug it back in to charge it. It's pretty sweet. We'll see it or not. So what I do here is I string me a ridge line. I just pull this parachute cord loop, and then I just put the light through there. Just like that. Now the first time I press this green button, then the flashlight comes on. The second time I press it, it puts the lantern on. And you see, now watch this lantern. Maybe I'll turn my headlight here. Now see, if I hold that green button down, you'll see that thing, see it's getting dimmer and dimmer till it's almost nothing. If I run it like that, it's enough, like it's a night light. I could run that thing for a couple of days. I mean, it's amazing. And then it's got a mode where it's 180 degree lantern, or you can go 360 degree, whichever you want. If I'm doing some setup stuff, I might leave it on 360 degree at full power for a while. And a lot of times I'll set my sleeping up, and then I'll reduce this down about halfway, and then it can stay there. It'll sit here for hours and just give me light, so I can see where my sleeping is and get everything ready without having to do anything else. But I love that little thing, and I finally got it into a video. I'm gonna hang my hammock from this tree right here and over to this. So I went for going from a juniper on that side to a pinyon pine over here, and So I'm going to string that thing up and get it all ready. Tonight I'm using different ponchos all the time. You know, we got to thinking, a lot of people, these are ponchos, but a lot of people use them more for a hammock than for a poncho. So we ought to be saying this is a hammock that makes into a poncho, rather than saying this is a poncho that makes into a hammock. And I'll show you with this orange cord because it's the brightest to drop this thing through. I always just use one of my pocket knives or something, and you just put it through the loop right there, and then just that little bit of weight right there will easily drop it right down through the cord sleeves on here. And you do, especially on these light, these ultralight ponchos, sometimes the little tie-out, tarp tie-out thing that's on here, it's best if you go ahead and make sure you put it through that. It just gives a little added strength and helps take a, not that it matters that much. We never used to do them that way. See, now it dropped out the other end. So all I do now is I just pull on this thing to loosen it. Then the loop, you just pass it over everything. It's like a little magic trick. And then that just drops off of there. See how simple that is? And now we just put the free end of the Dyneema cord. This Dyneema cord's about 10 feet long or so. And it's got an eye on one end. So you can tie it off to the tree on the other side, put it through a tree strap, or you can use our little, well, you can't use our little things yet because they're not ready. We're working on getting some made, but our little hammock suspension keys here. These are out of aluminum, weighs like 6 or 7 grams. Makes an easy way to hang it up to the tree, which I'll show you in a minute. One thing I'm experimenting through is demonstrating some of this stuff. If you followed me very much, you know half the time I'm setting up at night. Sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night, you know. But sometimes I'm hoping maybe this lighting stuff here at night might make it a little bit easier for you to see what's going on, because the only thing you can see is what I've lit up. So all I got to do is take this key, and it's kind of ugly, rough looking, because it's all literally just handmade, you know, right at this point. We will be having some professional ones made here. So see, then you just hook it over, then you just take and you just give a little twist, and it forms a loop. See that right there? And you just kind of snug it. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's pretty simple. If you need to adjust it, you just pull on this, and it just pulls the knot back off of there. And now you can tighten it up a little bit more, or whatever you need to do. And then you just let that loop flip over there, and you're back to it. Our trees out here in the desert, they're tough as nails, man. Their bark's like iron. We don't need tree straps out here. But if you're in a part of the country where the tree's bark is more delicate and soft, well, you might need a tree strap. But this works really well with those. Got this set up about how I want it here. I like to, when I first started hanging hammocks, doing these ponchos and hammocks, I used to hang them high and you had to almost climb up into them. But it's a lot more convenient to be, I could even be a little lower than this and be fine. But I really don't need to be any higher than this. And this way, if I'm sitting here, need to put my shoes on or anything, I'm kind of sitting here at about chair height. About 34 degrees. So I could be, 30 degrees is optimum, so I could be even flatter than I am right now. Yeah, so you don't have to get scientific. You don't have to get an app on your phone to do the angles and all that. But since, I'm doing R&D and all that sort of thing, a lot of times I'm researching stuff, and so sometimes trying to set stuff up, I try to get right close to 30 degrees when I'm testing different things, so I kind of can compare them equally. 30 degrees is that will put about your body weight of stress on the suspension system. If you go flatter than that, you start increasing that to where you're getting more than your body weight. If you pull it fairly snug and then get in it, you may put more than 1,000 pounds on here. So the tighter you get, it kind of increases. But all right, so today I'm going to use my Osney cloak as an underquilt. Now, a lot of our gear, once you get to know it, or if you already are familiar, a lot of our gear is multi-purpose. Like our hammock here is also a poncho. It can be a tarp. You can use it as a chair, different things like that. So it does have that functionality. And this Osney cloak, I'll just put it on here. If I can put it on, I can snap it. I can snap it all down the side. So this thing is made out of ClimaShield Apex. Actually Apex, but a lot of people don't know what that is, so it's a ClimaShield product. But anyway, it can be a poncho liner. So when I'm wearing this as a poncho and it's cold weather, I can put the poncho over the top of this. I can even snap the poncho to this. And so I got a fully insulated coat, top to bottom, that will help keep rain or snow or even the wind out of me, so that the insulation can do its job. No winds penetrating to that. So I got something I can wear as a coat. And I could just wear it in the hammock like this and go to sleep. But it's going to get down to 30s tonight. So I'm going to snap it underneath the hammock here, so it'll be an underquilt. So you'll see that the snaps on the Osney cloak are double-sided, so they have male on one side, female on the other. So it gives me a lot of options into how I snap this on here. Now the way I'm snapping it here, that'll snap it in and I'll be fine. If I flip the Osney around the other 180 degrees, then when I snap it in, I won't be folding it over to snap in. It'll come up straight, and it'll leave me another snap port where I can snap a blanket or something else on top of this. All right, so on these Osney cloaks, on the bottom end is a cord sleeve, and we made it so that your cord ends kind of nest down in there, and then when you draw those up, now this thing's a little on the muddy side because I gotta wash it. I have been in the mud. Now I can put these cords through one of these tie-out tabs right here and cinch it up, or here's another option. I can just loosen up my loop for my Dyneema cord, and I can just pull them both. You just need a place, pull that up through there, cinch it back down. So all you need is a place. What you're going to do is draw that up, see right there. Then you just run these cord locks down like that. So see what that does is draws the ends closed. It kind of helps pull this up. Osney cloak becomes a full length underquilt, and see, I'm not rigging any kind of shock cording or bunch of other stuff to this. It just snaps right to there. It's very simple, and it holds it right in place. And because of the way this thing's all attached, you know, it helps hold everything together, holds everything in place. The whole length along here, it's attached, you know, from end to end, which makes it which in my opinion makes it even nicer as an underquilt than maybe a regular underquilt, because you're attached in the whole length of this thing. So now I can get inside of here and you see, the nice thing is I'm all the way in here, and it comes and wraps all the way up around me. And in fact, something you can do, and I can bring those snaps up there together, and I could do that down through here if I wanted to. And so I could have the whole lower part of my body snapped together in here, and make kind of a sleeping bag setup out of that end of it if I want to. We want you to have as many options as you can. So this is an Osni blanket. We don't have it online yet. I mean, if you're interested, you know, leave us a comment below the video. So you see this one right here is about, well, I guess about 4 feet wide or thereabouts, and about 5 feet long. So that's my sleeping setup for this one right here. Because I told you I was going to show you something you've never seen me do before, so totally different. Here we go. I have not used this thing for probably, I don't know, a while. I'm going to set this up. I'm just going to do a little something different with it, just to show you some flexibility of the gear and some of the other stuff you can do if you want to do something a little different than what I always do. I thought, well, I should show a few different things, because some people might not want to do like I do. So, okay, so that makes a nice little setup here. Get down here. Got a nice cot up off the ground. This thing's got some storage underneath it built in, so I can store stuff up off the ground. And so now the only thing is, we're going to be in the 30s tonight, so I don't want to lay right on here just like this. So now watch this. This is just sweet. Now you've always seen me use the beast right on the ground, and that's how I commonly use it, but I don't need to. I can use it up here on the slumberjack on a cot. And so you see this, the beast is 24 inches wide, and this one here is I don't remember how long. I think it's 74 inches long. And now this right here is my Osni. This is my Osni narrow blanket, we call it. The reason we call it a narrow blanket is our regular blankets are wider than this. So this one's sized to fit the beast. It's sized to fit in the hammock or whatever, you know, all that sort of thing. Now, one of the things here you'll notice is the beast has, this is to hook on a deal so you can put a canopy cover over, and then right here is for the purpose of being able to attach this blanket. So now I can come right down here. Now the Osni narrow blanket has snaps down one side, the other side is no snaps. So basically this side is your hinge side, this side is secured, the other side is the side that you'll get in and out of. Now I really don't want to create a sleeping bag. So that's the nice thing here is I'm not making a sleeping bag. It's still just a blanket that lays over me. I flip in, flip out, get in and out of it just like a blanket in your bed at home. Okay, so I'm set up here. The bag that my Osney Narrow blanket came in. Now the Osney Narrow blanket is that ClimaShield Apex. You can get it in two different weights, 3.6 and 5.0 for a little colder weather. And you choose your covers. It's like on all our stuff, you choose whatever you want on there. The nice thing about the Beast is I don't need to have any cover on the Beast itself. It's comfortable just like it is. Let me take my light off. And so I can just come here and get in this thing. And see, I can just lay down, go to sleep, be as comfortable as ever. I'm well insulated underneath with my Beast. My blanket is secured to the Beast, but you know the nice thing is this side here is opened up. If I need to get in and out, I'm not having to unzip or anything like that. I just throw it over me and I go to sleep. Now it's tall enough because the Osney Narrow blanket is 8 feet tall. I can put it clear up over my head, and that makes it so if it's chilly, I can add some more comfort range without doing anything else. I can be all the way inside of it. It'll work just fine. Everything here is very breathable, so excess moisture and everything just passes right through it to the outside. So I don't have to worry about condensation, moisture buildup, or anything like that. Nighttime, very often, whittling up feather sticks or splitting up, processing firewood. This is how I process firewood. The whole idea is just to reduce it down so all the wood sits closer together. You've got broken ends. Broken ends start easier than cut ends or blunt ends. Now, all I gotta do is just kind of gather it into a little bit of a pile. I like to twist it till you really, when you twist it, you can hear it, the fibers snapping. So some of the fibers are snapping, which means I've not only separated the fibers, but I've also broken a lot of them, so I have bare end fibers that I can use for getting the fire started. All right, now my son gave me this little electric lighter. I don't know if you can. It puts a little spark across there. I'm going to see. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it. See if I can get something started just with that little spark right there. Well, there we go. I got it. I didn't realize my camera flipped down, tilted down a little. But there we go right there. Now I should be able to get this down in here now. I want to let it get started fairly well. And then one of the things with this bark is it can be burning good, and then when you shove it down in there, it kind of starts to compact itself a little bit, and then you find the burning slows down quite a bit. So, you know, if you got a grapefruit size or a couple grapefruit size chunk of that, you're not going to lose your fire. It's going to go. And there we go. The twigs are starting to go now. So we're good. We got us our fire. And there is plenty of firewood around here. So I am going to have myself a bonfire. I'm not sure, but I think the fire might be big enough. Ooh, that burns the face. I woke up. I woke up. Oh man. I had a great sleep. It was a great night. I slept about half the night in my hammock. And then I woke up for a little relief because I drank a lot of liquid last night. And so when I went back to bed, I came over here and laid on the cot here with the beast underneath and the Osney narrow blanket on top. Whew! It was nice. This is all I needed. You know, I didn't need a tarp or a tent or anything for the breeze. Got down in the 30s last night, and you know, but I was absolutely comfortable in the hammock with my Osney cloak as an underquilt under that, and I was also very comfortable with the beast on this. No discomfort underneath from chilly or anything like that, and only just the Osney narrow blanket on top, just laid over top of me. That was plenty good for me. I monkeyed around camp till like it's about 3:30 this morning or something. Got my morning pills I gotta take here for keep the old ticker going. Funny, my occupation for like half of my life was, or so, I guess close to that, 18 years or something, was electronics. So the funny thing is, what went haywire with my heart was electronics. My cardiologist, he goes, well, there's two kinds of heart. There's two kind of doctors for the heart. And he said one of them's a plumber and one of them's an electrician. He says, I'm an electrician. He says, so your problem's not the plumbing of your heart, it's the electrical. So it's been really great, actually. For some people have asked me. At my last doctor visit a few months ago or so, the doctor told me you don't have to come back, only just an annual checkup. So everything's going well, very well regulated. I've had no problems. Everything's good, no episodes or anything like that. So, you know, what the heck, it's nice. So now I got to get myself back in shape a little better. I'm going to do some bike riding today. Going to do some exploring on my mountain bike. 43 degrees right now. Yeah, so I put my beast right here, where last time I was here I put the beast there, but it was on the ground, and I put a shelter over, a canopy over me. And then the hammock here, last time I was here I was testing the very first little trial run of a Dyneema type deal. I probably burned a pickup load of wood last night. I kept piling it up like this, burning it down, piling it up like it's insane, man. I may be able to just put my fry pan on here and cook my pancakes right there just like that. Let's just see what we can do just for kicks. Got it rocking and rolling now. That bacon's starting to cook pretty nicely. That's working really nice. Well, multitasking as I often do, I probably, undoubtedly, got the bacon done a little more than I should have. So, I keep it warm in that other half of my Dutch oven. I think I'll do 4 eggs. Not like I need them, but I think if I cook them up now, I think I'll scramble them. Then later today, if I want to make a biscuit or something like that, I can put some bacon and some of that or whatever on a biscuit. Salt and pepper. So there's a little coarser pepper grind. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I set too fine before. Nailed it. The nice thing is this stuff is all infused with the bacon fat. It really, it just adds some flavor to them eggs, man. It's just awesome. Getting close to done here. All right, get our first pancake rolling here. With my bed of coals in here. Because I'm gonna go for a mountain bike ride. And while I'm gone, I'm gonna be cooking lunch. And I've got me a few drumsticks here. I'm gonna dump in there. A little bit of some oil. Swirl all that around. Stuff's probably gonna cook for several hours. I took my Mora knife and sliced me some potato slices. Whew! I cannot even keep my hand down there. It is hotter than blazes. Oh, it's hot. Man. I should have dug down a little more when I did my pancakes. Now, one of the potatoes has a little necrosis on it, but yeah, I'll cook it anyway. Whether I eat it or not, that'll be another story. Okay, so potatoes, some chicken. And I got me some peppered gravy mix, and I'm going to add more water to it than what it tells me. Man, I don't know if I can even do this. It's so hot. I should have done this off the fire, right? Whew! That is hotter than blazes. To change hands now, that hand's too hot. Okay, now I'm going to dump me some water on there. 1.5 cups, but I'm going to put a couple of cups on there. In fact, I might put even a little more than that on there. I don't know. 2.5 cups. And it won't really matter because time everything steams and all that, it'll be good anyhow. And just a little bit before I take off, I don't know. Something like that right there. Probably going to be good enough anyway. So if you've watched me very much, you know I'm a fan of doing this kind of stuff because I like to have breakfast, stuff like that, get some of the camp stuff out of the way, and I've been doing some tests and junk also, but now I can take off, go ride my bike, explore around, stuff like that, and when I come back in several hours or something, everything there should just be primo. So getting ready to go on a little mountain bike ride here. Messed around camp, had a little fun, you know, got lunch in the fire pit cooking. I just want to explore around here and see. I want to go on my bike because I can get back in some places where I couldn't normally get. Well, this is what it's like, exploring the desert. I don't know where the crap I'm going. Well, I didn't know where my trail was going. It took me down into the bottom of this wash. But I guess we'll soon see. It's a little hard riding with one hand. Might not be good riding through this rock rubble one-handed while I have... Whoa! What in the crap am I doing? Oh my word. I gotta get me a little different setup, I think. Oh man. So we're getting, see the bottom's falling away from us a little bit. Getting deeper and deeper here. That's what I'm hoping to do, is get out along here and get to a beautiful viewpoint, because I've ridden at least 10 miles out of the way to get over here. So I really want it to be worthwhile. It's the end of the road on this loop here. There we go, down to the bottom of the canyon down there. Well, now I came down here on this road here. Back up there, I thought I might be able to bushwhack across to the road that's on that other ridge over there. But look what we got here. This desert can be so treacherous and so... I mean, it's tough out here if you think you're gonna just get out here and go bushwhacking. Just look at this right here, man. This canyon is deep, deep, deep. And when you're up on top, you can't even, it's so narrow and deep that you can't see down in there. I probably should have, when I got to that last lookout point, it wasn't really what I wanted. I should have just gone back, but I thought, well, just around one little more end of a canyon, it would take me out to that lookout I wanted to be at. And it never happened. I kept going and going, and just right through there is where the main dirt road up this canyon is, Cedar Mountain Road. But the question is, will this road take me there? I'm getting closer finally. That dinner's gonna taste good, I'll tell you what. Well, I think we're coming up on something here. Trying to steer one-handed. Run the camera with the other one. and not go off the edge. Well, there we are. Look at that. That is spectacular. And then right down below us, somebody's camping about 1,000 feet below us there. Look at the ruggedness of all those canyons. And then look at this up here. Somebody built them a bench out of the square flat stones that are up here. Way down the bottom there. Okay, well this has been in the coals for a long time. And it still feels hot in there. Burnt? Nope. Holy cow. Look at those potatoes. I stinking love it. Oh my gosh, look at that, just sizzling. All right, let's dig into some grub here. Oh, the smell of that is fantastic. Get me a couple of, holy, can't even keep the meat on the bone. Drumsticks. Get a couple of those. Some nice potatoes there. And when I was a kid, my mom would cook Sunday dinner. The potatoes or something, and they'd get kind of roasted along the edges. Oh man, we'd fight for those things. We would fight for those things. And I got that gravy mix I put in there is thickened up nicely. And this is some good grub right here, I'm telling you what. Oh man. It's one of the best meals I've cooked, I believe. 3-4 hours in the coals. I just happened to grab that potato just for kicks out of the fridge. And it was a perfect addition, man. This is just fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Well, I'm going to concentrate on eating now. Here I am, setting up camp again because my battery is dead on my Tahoe. If you've been following me very long, you know, holy cow, I have had trouble this year. Vehicle troubles, oh my gosh. Anyway, I don't know, I think I went mountain bike riding for about half the day, exploring, and, you know, I don't know, when I got back, I was packing stuff up to go home. Went to start the thing and zippo, nothing, just a click click. Middle of nowhere. I'm unmarked roads, you know, whatever. So my wife drove out to try to find me tonight, and she got lost. And so she went back home. So I said, well, let's worry about it tomorrow when it's daylight. So I put a post up on Facebook, see if there's any of my followers or people that know me, or just anybody that might be in the area that might be able to come and help me. Took a picture of my topo map off my phone, posted that so they could see where I'm at. Gave them my phone number, you know. So here I am, got my hammock set up, ready for another good night's sleep. And I don't know, I'm gonna go mess around at the fire a little bit, I think. But do you have food? I said, yeah, I got enough food for probably a week or two. I got enough water for, I don't know if I could squeeze a week out of it. I probably could if I had to, you know. There is some water I've seen in some potholes in rocks around here and stuff I could get, so I could last a week at least, you know, without too much trouble. Without any trouble, really. Other than my heart medicine, I'm out of it in the morning. Well, I got rescued this morning. Pretty cool. Got my battery jumped and all that stuff. Packing up to get on out of here. I got stuff to do today. Use the hot coals from the fire to make me a hot pear this morning. Warm me up a little bit. I'm laying here sound asleep. The headlights come up here. And I'm like, I'm not even thinking straight yet. This guy, Jason Jensen, we kind of became acquainted following on Facebook and junk. And he lives over in Huntington about, I don't know what it is, 20, 30 miles from here or something probably. And I mean, there's nothing, this is the middle of nowhere out here, I'm telling you. But I posted off of my cell phone, I took a picture of my topo map that showed where I was at, and I posted it on there, and he used that to figure out here about where I was at. So he shows up, jumps me off, you know, got the battery charged and going and everything. So, you know, it's an awesome morning. Big shout out to Jason Jensen and everything, and thanks so much. And I wish there was a little more I could have done or whatever or said, and I think I'm still kind of out of it in shock. Now that he's left, I thought I should have got him on camera. We should have, I don't know, something, and I don't know what the heck I was thinking. But you know, when you're in that kind of moment, you're just glad somebody came, you know, so I guess you don't really think about all the other things. But thank you anyway, and for everybody that expressed concern and everything and on Facebook, and thank all of you for thinking about me. And it's pretty cool that there's community people out there, most of whom you've never met in your life, that you know, still come to your aid. So it is awesome. Thank you so much. Now I'm gonna make me an ash cake or two. I'll put me some jam on it or something for the ride home, and I can let that be cooking while I'm getting camp packed up. Here's how I do it. Just grab I don't know, grab a couple handfuls of flour. This is gonna be crude how I'm doing this, so, because my camp was half packed up, and so, you know, you just do like that. In Boy Scouts we used a stick, but I'm using my finger this morning, so, but I'm the one eating it, so it don't matter, right? So you just add a little. That's probably going to be about right there, I think. But anyway, so you just get it to a dough like that. I mean, it's crude and simple, but anyway, you just knead it. And I got dirty hands and everything. What the heck? But I'm the one eating all this, so. Normally I would probably clean up a little bit, but anyway, so you just make you a little something like that. If you need to flour it a little bit because it gets a little sticky, you know, you can just do that. And I'm kind of hasty here this morning because I gotta get out of here. I got things to do back home. But anyway, so there's your ash cake right there. To get down, stuff hotter than blazes here. got some hot coals there. It's kind of, that's glowing red. Throw a little ash on there, and then you just throw it in there. We just let it cook, and then I'll flip it over a couple of times till it's done. Got some ash cakes cooking down in there. Trying to kind of hustle them along because I'm kind of in a hurry, but anyway, it'll be good. Okay, so here's a couple of ash cakes, and they're crude, but what you want to do is you just kind of cook them till they get a little crispy on the outside, or you know, they're kind of, when you kind of flick on them, they're like that, so they're not doughy. That's all you want right there. Very simple. You just brush the ash off or whatever, blow it off, and you're good to go. This is the most important part of this whole procedure. The most important thing you do is eat them. You know, everybody gets into cooking. Cook it. Well, cooking's not the most important thing. The most important thing's eating. So, here we go. Well, very good. It should be a little crunchy on the outside. That's what you want. So it's kind of a bread on the inside, and the outside gets a little crunchy, kind of like a soda cracker, sort of. But these things are so good to eat. All you gotta do is have flour and water and a fire. Done. That's all there is to it. Ash cakes. Cheers. Thanks to that, it's like rescued through Facebook. I mean, you never know when there's people around that follow you or whatever, or check things out, so that was pretty darn cool. His mom had seen it on Facebook and said, man, he's stranded out there, man. She came and got me. Get on out of here. It's gonna be a great day.